New York, the city of piss, or whatever. Most people think of the sprawling metropolis that is New York City, but often forgotten are the lakes and forests of upstate New York. That's what this video is about. After a short drive, Logan took us to an empty parking lot behind a set of sketchy warehouses, probably to beat us up, mug us, and then run us over with his car.
Yo, we're at Speed Cube Shop. I'm so excited.
Let's go and run it.
What is she doing? While we make the border crossing, I want to talk about some of the gear that I brought for this trip. So I brought two film cameras for this trip, the first of which was a Bronica SQ and the second was a Minolta SLR. This would be my first time shooting black and white film, and I had that inside of the Bronica, while my Minolta had some Aerocolor inside of it. I also brought the D-word, digital, but no one really cares about that anyways. After my alcoholic friends ditched me to buy some booze, it was time for me to get to work. Now, this is where things got a little bit weird. I mean this weird pano fusion thing that's going on in this photo. I can only imagine that the advance by Minolta wasn't working properly, and this didn't actually occur for any other photos or rolls I shot on this trip. So yeah, not a huge deal, but kind of a weird thing. Cultural exchange is probably one of the most important parts of any road trip, and so we decided to do the most American thing we could think of, eating at Chick-fil-A. The rest of the journey went pretty smoothly, drifting in and out of sleep while Logan weaved through traffic and mowed down many pedestrians. Once we arrived, everybody laughed at us. Now, I'm not going to point fingers here, but it was definitely Faith's fault. The next morning felt gloomy. Now, it might have been because of the relentless rain and dark clouds that filled the sky, or perhaps it was because I shared a room with Logan that night. At least the birds were still out, singing the songs of their people and probably cussing me out in bird. Anyways, here are some of my favorites from my digital camera. Once everyone else woke up, things evolved into pure degeneracy as we cooked copious amounts of meat and then forced the vegetarian of the group to do the dishes. Once the sun went down, we decided it was time to destroy our stomachs. How? Korean spicy noodles.
All the sauce.
There's still some left.
You can eat it. Oh,
This?
that's right.
Yeah. Oh, it's not that bad. It's not that spicy. It's
Alright.
spicy, there's water.
Here we go.
You're diluting the spice. What?
2 people said it will make it worse. 2 people
Try
said
putting the
it's
fireball in.
easier. Oh.
Where's the filter?
Oh,
Better or worse than black? Hold up.
so far on the same. That's first bite.
Do you think I would die if I ate it?
I've never.
Like, is this too much?
I can't guess the weight of a podium.
So, tiny bit more. This tablespoon?
There's apple cheese in the fridge you can add and it might make it better.
We are done!
The next morning, the rain had all but cleared out. The weather was perfect. After raiding the local Dunkin' Donuts because we couldn't find any Tim Hortons, I took this photo. Honestly, this photo looked a lot better in my head. I think the overcast lighting kind of ruined the shot. And I guess that makes sense, right? Color negative film tends to do better under soft, warm lighting. I was testing out a new lens for this trip, and something that I quickly realized was that this lens produces very soft and oftentimes unsharp results. After realizing that I would be surrounded by towering cliffs framing picturesque waterfalls, I quickly realized that having 100 ISO film in both my cameras wasn't the best idea. The sun was peeking in and out of the clouds, and with these shadows casted by the cliffs on either side, any photo I took would be a literal shot in the dark. I shot this photo in both 35mm and 120, and yeah, too much wall. The black and white, however, turned out pretty well, something I'll credit to the larger format and the aspect ratio. Here, the clouds decided to photobomb my shot, and yeah, without direct sunlight, the 28mm takes on a kind of disposable camera-like quality. I also found time to pull out the Bronica again for some black and white action. This photo would have been great, but clearly something went wrong here. It turns out that every photo I'd taken with the Bronica this trip was at 1/500th of a second. Long story short, there are two shutter speed dials in the Bronica, and it turns out I was using the wrong one. This photo of Taran was at wide open, and yeah, while you can't really tell it's him, at least it would make a pretty cool album cover. The disposable camera-like softness is also evident in this shot, and in addition to the massive light leak that must have happened during spooling, this photo is pretty unusable. Before you ask, no, I did not flash my film. However, I did load it in the back of an Indigo, and the employees definitely thought I was doing drugs back there. After finishing up at the waterfall, there was still a little bit of daylight left, and we decided to head over to the lake. And in an unsurprising twist of events, we had more barbecue. This photo is beautiful. Is this what falling in love feels like? This one isn't bad either. Honestly, some good redemption from those waterfall photos. With another storm just on the horizon, we decided to take it easy that night and just prepare for our long journey home.
Raspberry and pineapple flavored gummies. How could he?
As we said goodbye to the beautiful fields of Groveland, we decided to make one final stop. A random park that we found on Google Maps where we could eat copious amounts of meat and not worry about stinking up the place. After Logan and I staged a coup to throw Eric off the swing, it was time for my next photo with the Bronica. We had also discovered a lake filled with massive sunfish, which ragefully attacked our hooks once they realized we were using barbecue as bait.
Okay, we gotta make sure Faith does not fall asleep on the road.
It was now time for farewells, as we said our goodbyes and went our separate ways.
Yeah, it was a Niagara Falls target. New York State. There's a face for your
I had learned a lot this trip. Don't blow up the house while using a gas stove. Logan makes a pretty mean fried chicken, and perhaps most importantly, if you took a photo with your friends, they won't realize that you added a toilet in the background on a random person's roof.